I think I'm going to start using the podcast as my therapist.
Or maybe you should get a real therapist.
No need. I'm just going to vent on here, and it's going to be my therapy sessions every week.
Okay.
Is that fine with you?
That's fine.
Okay, cool. Because that's what it's about to become. I have a lot to say about some things.
Go ahead.
We are an unusual couple, you know.
We just starting. You want to just go right into it?
Just go into it, yeah.
Okay. I just about can't stand talking about movies online sometimes.
That's unfortunate for you in your job. Your job
I am aware.
feels-
I am aware. But what I mean by that is there's different types of movie/TV content that I make. I do tier list rankings, franchise rankings straight up, theory videos, news videos, live streams /hangouts, vlogs, Blu-ray videos. All of those I thoroughly enjoy. And that makes up a bulk of my channel. But when it comes to reviewing films, that is my least favorite thing to do. And I didn't know if that... I don't think that's a secret to anybody who watches my channel personally. But I don't think people out there realize that it's most people's least favorite videos to do. Like, yes, my channel is based on movies and television, but if you look at the videos I make, rarely are they movie reviews.
Yeah.
So when I have to do them, it becomes an obligation.
Yeah.
And I'm aware I have to do them because I am a channel about modern day movie, TV, pop culture, all that jazz. And so I have to do them. It's just I never derive satisfaction from sitting down and filming a video and posting it. And specifically a movie review. All other videos, love them. Movie reviews, it takes something out of me. It takes a part of me every time I do one.
Oh,
And
God.
more importantly, because I am so painfully honest with myself when I do them, I don't lie. I don't falsely hype up a movie. And so I'm always honest, and that doesn't always land well with people. And to me, it's draining when people who don't know me will come to the comment section and accuse me of things that I'm not. Like a contrarian, someone who just wants attention. I'm talking about Dune Part 2, if you haven't picked up on that by now. It happened with the first Dune as well. I made a review of the movies, and I gave my honest thoughts, and people can't handle that. And
You can't handle the truth.
have you seen that movie? Name the movie.
I don't know what that is for the life.
5 seconds or you're dead.
Shoot me. I don't know.
A Few Good Men.
Oh, wouldn't be, I don't even. They've never even heard of that
Tom
movie.
Cruise is in it.
Never heard of the film.
Well, regardless, I just don't enjoy reviewing movies, and that's all.
Is it that you don't enjoy reviewing movies, or you don't enjoy reviewing movies when you don't enjoy the movie? Because I feel like there's sometimes where reviewing a movie you don't mind.
No, to be honest with you, even like Oppenheimer was my favorite movie last year. I did not look forward to filming my review of that movie.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just because I wish that I could almost resort back to 2019 before I even started the channel, where like when I would go watch movies, like it was different for me because I didn't have to make a video on it immediately after. I didn't have to prep what I was going to say, and I didn't have to edit a video about the movie. I just went and watched the movie, and then guess what? I still got to talk about it with my friends after, or whoever I saw the movie with, and that was that. It's just like sometimes to me it feels like there's this added pressure because I know I have to make a review about it. And this is the safest place I feel to talk about that. I don't feel comfortable disclosing that on the main channel because if people watch the podcast and my channel, they're real ones. A lot of people will just tune in for a big review and be like, screw you.
Yeah.
So why would I share that with them?
Yeah.
No, it frustrates me. And honestly, I just enjoy watching movies and shows so much outside of the YouTube context. For example, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, enjoyable sitcom that I watch and I enjoy it.
Teen
and
Wolf.
I'm almost more immersed. Teen Wolf. I get more immersed because I'm more relaxed. Does that make sense? I'm more relaxed watching them because I know it's almost like I don't have to take a test on this. That's kind of how I view it.
I think that's very much your type A personality.
Okay.
Because I feel like my first instinctual response that I hold back when you or when someone else were to say what you're saying is, why don't you just go into the movie and not think about the fact that you have to review it? That's like my first instinctual response to you. But that's because I'm type B, not type A. So then I hold back that response because, hey, that's not logical to you at all.
No,
Duh.
it isn't.
which I wish it was. If I could give that to you, I would.
Mm-hmm.
I really would.
I think I'm scarred from some stupid classes I took in college that kind of messed with me. Unfortunately, I took some like film courses for some reason. I was gonna like minor in it. Honestly, the college experience for me, all the classes I took, really just screwed me up bad for a bit.
Yeah.
So I'm not like being dramatic. I'm still like recovering from the way I had to wire my brain for certain coursework.
Yeah.
And I had to be analytical about things, and I hate that. I abhor it. I wish I could go back to the way things were, and I'm slowly getting back to that point. It's just it's whether I am aware of it or not, when I go to the movies now, like a part of me longs for how things used to be before I screwed up my enjoyment of them in a way by taking stupid classes with pretentious people and professors.
See, that's a moment where I wish I could give you my brain, because I'm able to just forget things.
But
if I don't like an experience that I had, I'll just forget it.
And that's not to say every second I'm watching a movie period, it's like I'm constantly thinking about like analyzing it. It's just I was able to analyze movies before in a different sense. And I think that's where the having to make a video about it comes into play.
Do you think that there's maybe a way you could switch up your review videos, how you review them, what you say in your reviews, that could make it less daunting and less serious and make it more fun?
I think so.
I feel like, correct me if you still do this, I don't really watch all your YouTube videos.
How dare you?
You barely watch anything I post.
I know, I'm kidding.
Do you still like recap the entire movie?
No.
Okay, good.
No, I only did that really for the spoiler reviews of episodes, which were, again, the bane of my existence.
Okay.
That was in
I feel
2021.
like
I hated that.
I feel like we could find a way for you to review a film without making it so serious.
Yeah, well, the reason I make it so serious for myself is because I feel this pressure, because whatever I say in this video, the day after I watch a movie for 10 minutes and I edit it down, whatever I say is out there, and people will see that and associate that with the movie for the rest of time. Like my thoughts on Dune 1 from 2021, that's associated with me for the rest of time. But in reality, people don't know me in real life, and they don't know that my opinions change, and that I could rewatch a movie 3 years down the road and have a new experience with it. But because I put out this one little excerpt of my thoughts in the heat of the moment, I'm tied down to that forever, and it stresses me out.
I don't think anybody that watches your YouTube videos really does hold you down to stuff like that. I think the only people that do that is me and your friends, and we do it in a joking way. So like when you recently rewatched Dune Part 1 and you were like, I liked that way more than I did the first time, me, and I assume probably your other friends, were like, ha ha. I remember I was like, Chris, you were cracking me up.
Yeah, well, my other friends in real life were not really big into Dune, so.
Yeah, well, that's fine. Or like Trevor. I don't know if you talked to Trevor about it.
Yeah, fair.
But like, I don't know anybody who...
That's just one example, but you wouldn't understand. But I still get comments about people like, "Oh, this bum liked the Marvels," because I was remotely positive. It was when I reviewed like Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Someone commented, and I don't really care that much. But it is like when you are a creator, you do.
Yeah.
No matter how hard you try to avoid negativity or toxicity, it's just a part of it. It's a part of it, and to be like, "Oh yeah, well this is the bum that liked the Marvels. This is the bum that liked Quantumania," because in the heat of the moment, not in the heat of the moment. Afterwards, I was initially more positive than negative on the films, but I don't think those are the greatest movies ever made. People just take a review when you're literally just giving your thoughts on a movie, and they make it into a big thing. And that's why I honestly, like, truth be told, if I could stop doing movie reviews, I would stop doing them. Now, I would never do another movie review for the rest of my life.
They are also 12.
Not everyone is, but yeah, it's just like I would legit. I'm done with reviews, but I can't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just being truthful though.
I'm sorry, darling.
I also know a lot of other creators who have talked about how reviews are literally the worst performing videos they make. They just have to do them.
I guess. Does your out of theater reaction not count as a review?
It's a social reaction, but I prefer that greatly because it's a quick hitter. I don't have to overthink everything.
In terms of you saying you have to do it, do you mean you have to do it for the people that invite you to the films early as a preview? Like they expect you to put out a review?
I think partly, yeah. I think partly, but I I feel like I kind of just owe it to them for allowing me to see the film early and for free. It's like my responsibility, so that's why I do it.
In my head, your out of theater reaction fills that obligation.
Yeah, if the movie's like Madam Web, like a train wreck, I think you're right. But for Dune, I still like owe it to myself, I feel, and everyone else to like put my thoughts on it because it is a big, new, popular movie.
Okay.
I also just have never been. This is veering greatly from the movie discussion. In my life, I've never been comfortable with confrontation, and I associate the feelings of having to confront someone or have like a serious conversation with having a differing movie opinion, and that's probably a problem for me.
Yeah,
but it's just something that it makes me just uncomfortable because I don't want to like. I don't know if that comes from like a toxicity. I don't know where it comes from.
I can tell you where it comes
from. Please.
I think that you just growing up, it's not that you're not opinionated. You have your opinions. I just think you in your childhood weren't used to sharing your opinions. You kept them in your head, I feel like, pretty much.
You weren't there.
Not duh. I'm saying like from what I can assume from how I just know you lived.
Yeah.
Like especially I'm comparing this to me, by the way. Think about the two of us and how we verbalize our opinions.
Yeah.
I just say shit without thinking about it.
You do.
It'll just come out and then we deal with what happens after I say it.
Yeah.
You are so the opposite of that.
Yeah.
And I think it just stems, I think, from just how you grew up. You just didn't really share. You were very much, if you didn't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, probably. At least in official situations, not like when you were around like your friends being silly, goofy little boys.
Yeah, because I remember I would like disagree with my friends about stuff, but it's different. I think it just has to do with feeling some responsibility to be like
nice.
Not nice, but when it comes to reviews specifically, like it, because I know I'm gonna get not backlash, but I know. Do you want me to move my arm?
No, you're fine.
I know people are gonna like say you, like they're just gonna make assumptions about you. I guess it just takes a lot of courage to just be like, I don't care what they say. Like,
yeah,
it's frustrating. People who haven't made videos don't know, but like, I just can't fathom someone saying, oh. Like, I'm just going to make up a situation here.
God.
Someone sees Oppenheimer, my favorite movie from last year, and they, like, give their reasons, their opinions as to why they didn't love it. They were like, it's good, but I didn't love it. I can't fathom being like, oh, you're an idiot. How could you never, like, step foot outside in public again, you moron, never watch a movie again? And it's just like, how could someone comment that?
Do people comment stuff like that on your videos?
Not necessarily, but you see stuff like that. It runs rampant on social media, and I just don't get it.
Yeah, well... People are way too comfortable saying whatever they want to say on the internet, for sure.
No lie, I'm not talking about Dune on TikTok or Instagram.
I wouldn't.
No, I'm not, though, because it's just incels running wild. I respect my YouTube audience, and I think that they're the best of all my audiences of the 3 platforms. Excuse me. And so that's why I put my like out of theater action there, but I won't talk about Dune, or I won't talk about certain movies on TikTok or Instagram.
I haven't seen Dune Part 2 yet, by the way. I see it tonight. But yeah, I just think we've talked about this before when it comes to us just in like daily conversations. And I think this is like an ADHD thing probably, but like if someone says something and it's incorrect, I will correct them like straight up. Like for the other day, you were like, are you having fun? What was it? Are you having fun with your Q&A? That I did on Instagram, and I responded, I was like, yeah, but that was hours ago, because he asked me the question in like present tense, and I finished the Q&A like 3 to 4 hours ago. Like I was doing it forever ago. So I was like, yeah, but that was hours ago. And then after I said that, I was like, did that come across super snarky? Because I didn't mean for it to. I was just simply stating that the Q&A was hours ago. But that's how I am. I'll kind of just like correct really quickly without thinking about it. Versus you, and we had this conversation where you were like, if someone says something wrong in like a passing sentence, I don't see the point in correcting them. Or like if they say a football statistic wrong and I know the correct statistic, there's no point in me correcting them. I'm not like that. So I feel like that also lends a hand into your movie reviews in a way where it's like you're not used to correcting or critiquing things out loud. I feel like I said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. I feel like you normally are used to just like keeping things like things and opinions and thoughts like that in your head.
I also just think there's a comfortability to going with the crowd and saying what the crowd says and knowing
100%.
people are going to agree with you. And so it's like when you know you're going to say something that people are not going to fully agree with,
100%.
it's a little more challenging
100%.
to have the faith in to do.
Yeah.
But I feel like I am pretty honest with my reviews. I don't try and falsely
You are.
gas things up, but I am aware that me saying that, like, Dune Part 2 people love, and rightfully so. They have every reason to. I'm not taking away from that movie. It's just how I felt about it. I liked it. It's just I have issues.
Yeah.
I think the term masterpiece gets thrown around often on online.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm numb to it. I talked about that too recently on Twitter. I was like, every time a new early reactions drop on social media, 9 out of 10 times they're just saying this is the greatest thing ever, blah, blah, blah. None of that means anything to me anymore. They're
Like,
empty words.
A year or two ago, the word peak became like so
That's kind of
numb.
drifted off, thankfully.
Yeah, because it became numb. People
Yeah.
became numb to it.
Yeah.
It got to a point where just everything was getting called peak left and right. So
I
people
haven't heard
stopped
that in
using
forever.
word.
I just realized.
Exactly.
Hallelujah, actually.
Exactly.
Yeah, peak fiction.
Yeah.
That was the worst thing.
Yeah. So stuff like that, people find a word and just like latch onto it. Mm-hmm. And
Masterpiece
loses
gets,
meaning.
Masterpiece goes through the cycle.
yeah.
Every year there's like a handful of movies that people call masterpieces.
Yeah. Well, masterpiece is more of a sophisticated word than peak.
Yeah, fair. But no, I thing about me in reviews is I'll talk about a movie on the channel, and then I just don't, like, I'm just exhausted. I don't want to talk about it anymore. So someone in my real life will be like, "What do you think of this movie?" And I don't want to answer the question, and I don't want to be
yeah.
like mean, but it's like when you watch movies and people view you as like a movie guy, they're always like just trying to make conversation, right? They're
Yeah.
just trying to make conversation. They don't actually care that much. And so someone be like, "Whoa, you saw Dune 2, what'd you think?" And I just like don't want to. Honestly, a lot of the times in situations like that, I'll just be like, "It was solid." I just don't want to elaborate at all because there's no point in going in depth with it because there's just no point.
It's always funny to me when we're in public with people and someone does ask you a question and I can tell that you don't feel like answering the question because I know you super well.
Give an
I know
example,
you,
please.
like the one you just gave. Like if we went and hung out with your brother tomorrow and he asked you how Dune was, you would respond probably close to that.
I would tell him truth, but yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah, but like, you know what I mean?
if you're making small talk with people and they're like, they bring up something you don't want to talk about.
I can tell when you don't want to talk about something and it's funny just because I just know you well.
Yeah, I reciprocate towards you.
Because you're my boyfriend.
Yeah,
For
sometimes.
me though, I can't keep my face hidden. Like if I'm thinking something, hey, 9 times out of 10, you can tell what I'm thinking by my face. I'm just an open book, you guys. I don't know what else to tell you.
Sure.
Yeah, if someone says something and I don't like what they said, my face will literally go like this. It'll be like, and I cannot help it. So if someone tries to bring up a topic to me that I don't want to talk about, they'll probably catch the vibes pretty fast. You have such a better filter than I do on all fronts of life, on
thank
face, on curse words, on opinions.
I have a very,
You're
very
a
elite
big,
filter.
giant, thick coffee filter, and I'm brewing coffee with no filter. I'm beans, is what
Your
I am.
beans, Aaron Garren from Even Stevens.
I don't know what that means.
That was funny, but no, I think, yeah, just like in life, this is like a therapy episode almost. But don't you think
I feel
it's valid?
that you feel bad about me feeling bad. Sorry.
You're good. That's a long song, isn't it? It's very spacious between lyrics. Anyway, in life, I don't think it's crazy for me to feel that way. Like, I'm trying to think of a comparison. Like, I talk about movies 24/7. I actually don't like to talk about them as much outside of YouTube now. I'd much rather talk about college football or how's your life? What's going on with, this. I think that's normal, though. It's no different than if someone had a job in, accounting and they didn't want to talk numbers outside of their work hours.
I also think, it definitely depends on what the movie is or what the topic is. Because I think if someone walked up to you and asked you about Stranger Things, you wouldn't be irritated by it. You'd be so down to talk about that
That's
forever.
different, yes.
Yeah, obviously. So it's like, if it's something you're super passionate about, I feel like And this applies to everybody. The general response would be obviously so different because it's a passion.
Mm-hmm.
If it's just like some random blockbuster, it's like I don't care. I'm sorry.
No,
I don't care.
That's what it is. It's like I love to talk about the movies I'm passionate about, but I don't like to constantly bring up movies just because they're the new release. Like Dune, I don't want to really talk about it with anybody. After my review's out, I don't want to talk about that movie anymore. Just to be completely honest,
You're gonna
with
have to talk about it with me after I see it. Sorry.
Yeah, after that, but I'm pretty much good after that. So in a Q&A, might not answer many Dune questions. I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted actually.
I'm gonna go into your next Q&A and send a super chat to ask you about Dune.
Yeah, well, thank you.
I'm too impatient.
You know what I'll do? I'll pull an old card that a lot of people do. I have a review. Go check it out.
I am always way too impatient to go into your live streams and say anything and wait for you to get to it. Can't do it.
Do it live. Do you want to mention the background?
Oh, they can't really see it. I changed my background up. I got some artwork up. There's a lot above our heads that you can't see.
Yes, from Adam's art box.
You can see directly next to Chris's head is the framed photo of us with Joseph Quinn.
Slay.
Put him up because, honey, have we talked about Fantastic Four?
Nope.
Do you want to talk about Fantastic Four?
We can.
Oh, God. Oh, help. We're going to talk about it. Hang on. Not to take away from your therapy session or anything.
No, you're fine. When you said Fantastic Four, my brain actually started to hurt for a second, but we're good.
Why?
I'm kidding.
Why?
I was just joking.
So we got the official Fantastic Four casting like last week. When?
February 14th, Valentine's Day, 1 week ago.
Oh, right.
The day our ep dropped.
Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Joseph Quinn, and Evan Moss Backrack, which was like the rumored casting bajillion months ago.
Yep.
And that's just official.
Mm-hmm. The reason I feel like we've talked about it is because we did that live stream on Valentine's Day where we did talk about it. But that's not this, so we got to bring it up again. Come on.
No, we don't have to. We really don't have to talk about it all that much. I was just going to say, real quick, we talked in many a podcast ago, many months ago, it was like last September, about the possibility of Joseph Quinn being Johnny Storm. And I said then, and I'll say now, if he is Johnny Storm, like people are going to be so pissed. They're going to just talk about him being Eddie. They're going to be annoying about it. And hey, guess what they were? They were annoying about it.
Yep. Very.
They were like, it was so funny seeing a whole bunch of hate tweets about him as Johnny Storm and then reading the replies, and like non-Stranger Things fans or non-Chronically Online people were like, wait, why don't we like this guy? What's the problem with him? Like, why does everybody hate him? And the responses were just like, oh, people don't have a problem with him. They just don't like his fans from a certain fandom, which is, hey, so crazy. Sorry. I could talk forever about how much I hate people that hate on Eddie stans. I think you're weird.
I made a bunch of points about that in a recent video where it's like people miss the point of Stranger Things 4.
Yeah, like you're just weird and you're...
My God. Clairvoyance happening on the air. Just got a notification. Joseph Quinn in talks to star alongside Charles Melton and Alex Garland in A24's... It's an A24 war film with Charles Melton, but
Yo,
Joseph Quinn.
I can't keep getting away with this.
Is that what's called clairvoyance?
I'm never beating the clairvoyant allegations.
I'm looking that word up because I need to know what it means.
Go ahead. Guys, every day, multiple situations happen where I'm...
perceive events in the future.
It's insane.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary, actually. Anyways, but yeah, I think that if you are someone who hates on Eddie stans and therefore like hate on Eddie, you're just like weird and you're not a fun person, and you were probably a bully in high school, straight up. Even if you don't want to admit it, even if you don't think you were a bully, you probably made someone feel like an outcast or a loser in high school without even trying. So congratulations, you're a bully without trying. And hey, that's showing again now. That's all I'd say. That's literally how I feel. Sorry. But I'm excited for him. I think he'll be great.
I do too. I think the whole cast is great. I've actually grown on it all, the more I've
You've grown
sat
on
with it.
Pedro Pascal?
Yeah, I have.
Same.
It wasn't like my go-to or anything, but I think he'll end up doing well. And
He's still the one I'm least, like, convinced on.
Me too.
Out of the four.
Me too.
But
Eben might be my number one most sold on. Like the more I think about it.
I think Vanessa's my number one.
Okay.
The only reason why Eben's not number one for me is because, like, I don't know. In my head, I'm kind of like, how much does it matter for a certain actor to play the thing when it's like they're a CGI rock?
Well, it's his voice is what I'm
I
thinking.
know it's gonna be his voice, but like a voice isn't a character. I'm sure he's gonna be great.
We also do see Ben Grimm though before.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're probably going to see, I'm assuming we're going to see the origin of him.
I've seen Fantastic Four like twice. In my life.
Well, I don't know what they're going to do. They could just have him be a rock the whole time. The thing, but...
My girlfriend reacts to Fan 4 Stick for the first time.
God.
Do you think we're going to see revisionist history of that movie? Not the original Fantastic Four, Fan 4 Stick.
It's actually called Fantastic Four, you dumbass. Okay? I got about 1 million comments those one time when I just literally, and it was a short, I said, Fan 4 Stick, like I said it like that, and so many people who just, I think they don't know how to read signs very well. They, or sarcasm, or just any sense of humor online. They were like, it's called Fantastic Four, you idiot. And I got like 100 comments about it. So
I'm crying. That's so
more
funny.
power to them. They're going
That's
places.
so funny.
But it's literally become a running gag to call it Fan 4 Stick because it's like,
yeah.
A, that's what it's written as, and B, it's like kind of shitting on it.
Yeah.
I've actually never finished that movie.
Really?
Unbearable.
I've never seen it.
Yeah.
So
Do I think revisionist history will happen?
I think it's possible.
Yeah, people will be like, Michael B. Jordan's the best Human Torch, and Miles Teller deserved a better script.
So many. I've gotten so many Chris Evans as Johnny Storm edits on my TikTok For You page, and the captions are all "Rest in peace to hot people playing Johnny Storm," and it's making me sick. It's making me sick.
Fair.
I don't think Chris Evans has much of a personality. So
I think the Fantastic Four movie from 2005 is not very good. I watched it growing up, but even recently, as like 2 years ago now, when we were watching, I legitimately fell asleep.
yeah, I don't remember much of it, honestly.
It's not good. It's not good. Silver Surfer's bad too.
I remember them on a bridge.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
I don't remember
all I
that.
got
Oh,
for
I
you.
think yeah.
That's like the end of the film, I think? Question mark?
Those movies suck.
Hell if I know.
Horrible special effects.
Is there more than one of them as the Fantastic Four?
Yeah, Silver Surfer
Oh shit! I don't think I've seen
is
that
the
one.
second one. It's bad as well. Honestly, a lot of superhero films from the 2000s stunk.
Yeah,
Like X-Men, the early trilogy, not a fan.
dude, that was such a brutal watch to watch the first one.
I
I think I also watched the second one.
I do like the Raimi trilogy. The Raimi trilogy was honestly the gold standard for Marvel back then.
Yeah.
And then The Dark Knight. But what else do you want to talk about?
I'm trying to think what else has been going on in
Spiderwick
our
Chronicles?
lives. Oh yeah, Spiderwick Chronicles trailer dropped today. If you don't know what that is, I do not blame you. It's a book series from my childhood. Sorry, I lost breath in the middle of that sentence.
Don't talk through a burp.
It wasn't a burp. I lost breath. Book series from my childhood. There's also a movie
A film?
starring Freddie Highmore and Freddie Highmore.
Mm-hmm.
And I like the movie. I love the movie, honestly. And I was excited for the trailer. And the trailer, I don't really have any expectations for it because I do like the movie. Unlike Percy Jackson, where I feel like the movie sucked ass. I didn't really have any like expectations, not in a bad way, but in a good way. I was like, okay, yeah, they're making a TV show. That's exciting. I don't really have like any, oh, this has to be it. This is our last chance of Spiderwick adaptation. I wasn't like that. But the trailer pleasantly surprised me. It looks good. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm excited.
Yeah, I don't think I'll watch it, but it's nothing against it. It's just like
Yeah, I think it's...
I just don't care really.
I said this in my trailer reaction. I was like, this is something from my childhood like Percy Jackson, but it's so low stakes compared to Percy Jackson that I just anticipate having fun with it. Mm-hmm. That's all.
That's fair. Yeah, I wonder if it'll get renewed. Who knows? It's a Roku show. I don't know if they even have many.
This is like the first. All the replies on the trailer are like, Roku has original shows. This is the first time I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I got news for you.
Very interesting. Yeah. I wonder if it does well, if like someone else would pick it up. Kind of like how Cobra Kai was on YouTube Red to start. And then it got onto Netflix.
Really?
Yeah, Cobra Kai was on YouTube Red. And when that was like 2018,
That's
roughly
crazy.
17, 18, I want to say. And
That's crazy. It's
And then,
really good quality for YouTube Red.
I know.
That's wild,
Yeah.
actually. I had no idea that was a
I think
thing.
seasons 1, 2, and 3 were all filmed for YouTube Red. Yeah. And
It's really good quality for YouTube
I know.
Red.
I know.
I've seen some YouTube Red stuff.
Uh-huh.
Damn.
And then Netflix got it for, I think, 4 and 5. Maybe even... There's a potential that season 5 is the only one that's fully Netflix, but I could be off base
There's
there.
no way.
I think 4 is Netflix because the budget.
Which one's the season with Robbie as Cobra Kai? 4?
You mean like where he fights in the All Valley?
Yeah.
Yeah, season 4.
There's no way.
That's Netflix.
That's
But
not YouTube
everything
Red.
everything prior is
So Netflix picked it up and they said we got to
when
cut this
Silver
kid's hair.
comes in, I'm pretty sure is when it goes to Netflix.
Netflix picked it up and they said we got to give this kid a haircut.
Yeah.
It's getting ridiculous.
But like season 1 of that show, I remember I watched the first like 10 minutes on YouTube for free, and I was like, "Damn, this is like TV." And
This is television.
and that's all I had seen of it. So,
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
but then I never picked it back up until 2022. So
That's wild.
yeah, strange. That's all I got.
I'm trying to think. I feel like other stuff. What's happened in this past week for us? Oh, I have a tweet saved that I think would be a funny little thing for the podcast.
Okay.
It's like this GIF, and you can like pause it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all the Marvel movies, and it'll like you pause it twice, and you have to pick between the two that it pauses on. So I'm gonna hold it like this, and you say when, and I'll tap.
Okay. Tap.
Okay. That's your first movie. I'm not gonna tell you what it is until I get your second one.
Okay.
Tell me when.
Tap.
Okay, well, this is gonna be so easy for you.
Okay.
Captain Marvel versus Iron Man.
Iron Man.
Yeah, duh. You go.
Comfortably Iron Man. Okay. Say when.
Go.
All right, I got it. And then
Okay.
again.
Stop.
Same movie.
Okay, do it again.
Okay. Here we go.
Stop.
Okay, I have them.
Okay, what are they?
Far From Home and
wow.
Infinity War.
Infinity War.
Yeah, literally with ease.
Okay. Tell me when.
Now
Okay.
and again. Now.
Oh wait, this actually might be interesting. Civil War versus Endgame. They're two good ones. I know what I would say comfortably.
I'm gonna go Endgame.
Really?
Yeah, Endgame. But Civil War is more rewatchable, I think.
100 billion.
But I think
%.
Endgame takes the cake. Yeah, I'm never gonna
Interesting.
turn on Endgame.
I'd say Civil War.
Yeah. Okay. I wonder why.
Well, I also just think like I don't know. It's like it's just good.
Ready?
Oh, go.
Okay.
Okay.
And
go.
go. Doctor Strange, Iron Man.
Iron Man.
I thought you loved Doctor Strange.
I do. I do love the first Doctor Strange movie. I feel like there's a bit of a sour taste in my mouth on Doctor Strange because I really did not like Multiverse of Madness. But even though I do love the first Doctor Strange movie, I think Iron Man is too classic to pick. Over.
Iron Man over that with ease for me.
Well, duh.
With ease for me.
All right, ready?
Yes. Ready, go.
Okay.
Ready, go. What are they?
Homecoming
Okay.
versus Doctor Strange.
Homecoming with ease.
Easy for
Yeah,
you.
Homecoming is a movie that
I enjoyed Homecoming.
there's division on in the fandom, I guess.
I enjoy Homecoming.
Our buddy from Escape Pod hates it, doesn't he?
Yeah, Andrew hates it, but he's a little bit of a Spider-Man schnob.
Homecoming's really good.
I like Homecoming
Yeah.
way more
Vulture
than I like.
Vulture
I
is
hate
an
Far From
elite
Home.
Spider-Man villain.
I hate Far From Home.
All right, we're clicking and
You
we are
just decide.
stopping
Yeah.
now. And we're going to stop it now. Guardians 1,
Okay.
Black Panther.
Guardians 1.
You sure?
Yeah, but I
No,
did.
yeah, it's the only answer.
But I did rewatch Black Panther like at some point last year, and I forgot how much I do like that movie. I really love T'Challa and Nakia, like a lot. I forget how much I like their relationship.
Black Panther's another one of those movies that's on the list of like solid, not masterpiece. For me, Dune is also on that list.
That's
and
funny.
Dune Part 2.
Oh no, the gift broke. Okay, I fixed it.
Let's find another tweet. I want to just go on Twitter and see if I can find something that pisses me off.
Okay, ready for you? Iron Man 3 versus Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Iron Man 3 because of RDJ, but both movies are like lower tier MCU for me. Iron Man 3 I've never been crazy about. By the way, The Acolyte is coming to Disney Plus June 5th. The Star Wars show set prior to The Phantom Menace.
Oh.
Yep. Pretty cool. And another tweet saying Dune is a masterpiece.
Qui-Gon in that question mark?
Don't know. I think it's at 60 years before The Phantom Menace, but I honestly don't know. Maybe as a wee lad.
That's depressing.
Yeah. What's up?
I'm just gonna go through the replies now of what people got. Ragnarok versus Civil War.
Civil War easily.
I agree.
Easily. It's not even a competition.
Winter Soldier versus Thor.
Thor. No, I'm kidding. Winter Soldier is the better movie.
Hulk versus Thor.
Like the Incredible Hulk?
Yeah, that is your only option.
Thor.
Guys, I've never seen the Incredible Hulk. I've talked about that on the podcast before, though. That's not a secret between us. First Avenger versus Iron Man. We're different on this. I'm First Avenger.
Iron Man.
Like Captain America, the First Avenger.
Iron Man's so much better. You know that, right?
Like
You're aware of that? I don't care what you think. You're not allowed to have an opinion. It's a fact. No, I'm acting like the people who I don't give a shit.
I like Captain America, the First Avenger. I like the period piece Marvel films, so I'm hyped for Fantastic Four if it takes place in the 60s.
Yeah, I concur. I think it will take place in the 60s. I think it will take place in a different timeline.
That's another thing. I think we talked about this on your live stream.
We did.
I'll say this here, though. If the Fantastic Four takes place in the 60s, Joseph Quinn being casted as Johnny Storm makes a bajillion times more sense. He is 60s handsome. Like, I still think he's handsome now, but obviously attraction is subjective. Mm-hmm. If you look at, like, popular men in the 60s, like, he's that kind of handsome, charming.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Might get me in trouble, but I got you with me to back me up. I think it's crazy how so many girls online will be like, this character's not hot enough. This character is not hot. They're not casting a hot Johnny Storm. And it's like, do you hear anyone being like, they didn't cast a hot enough Sue Storm? Like,
no, yeah. You
like,
can't say that shit.
Exactly. Like, it's like, because I just don't, I'm speaking on me, no one else. I don't think like that. But a lot of like these thirst edit accounts are like, we need like a slut hot, smoking hot
I think
Johnny Storm.
The
it's
reason
like,
for that
what?
is because apparently Johnny Storm's #1 personality trait is that he's hot, literally and figuratively. That's why a lot of men and women both are like, he's not hot enough, which is weird because, again, attraction is subjective. You can argue the semantics of, yeah, Chris Evans and Michael B. Jordan are objectively very attractive men. If you go out on the street and ask 100 women, who is the most attractive celebrity? Hey, you're probably going to get a lot of Chris Evans and a lot of Michael B. Jordan. You are. Like, that's just a fact. But also, it's all very subjective. I'm more attracted to Joseph Quinn than I am to them. But that doesn't... Joseph Quinn is not conventionally attractive, so
I just hate the word hot.
Yeah.
To be honest, I've never been a fan of it. Like, I wasn't allowed to say it growing up. Like, it's just rude. It's kind of disrespectful in my opinion anyway, even now.
It is.
And I hate how it's thrown around so much. Like, I think handsome, pretty, gorgeous, those are very more respectable.
I think Joseph Quinn is very handsome.
And I do too. I think he's a very handsome man. I don't
you're
think
very
that
pretty.
Like what with the word hot, there's like some sex appeal drive behind it, and it's just like,
yeah,
why can't it very much irks me.
I think that's part of the thing with...
I've never in my life felt comfortable saying the word hot.
No, yeah. And that's good. That makes you a good little boy. I think that using the word hot for Johnny Storm makes sense because I think that character...
Because he's on fire.
That character is, I guess, supposed to have sex appeal. I don't know. I'm not a comic reader. I don't know what Johnny Storm is like in the comics. But just traditionally, in terms of the other movies, Johnny Storm's been casted with sex appeal. Chris Evans, Michael B. Jordan. But also, like, I don't know. Give Joseph Quinn some blonde streaks in his hair. Give him some time to get into, air quote, Marvel shape. Mm-hmm. And you never know what could happen.
There you go.
I think it's funny seeing people be like, Joseph Quinn is not attractive, et cetera, because quite honestly, I don't even know what Joseph Quinn looks like. Every time I see him, every time he leaves his house, he looks different than the last time I saw him. He has never looked the same to me once in his life. And I mean that seriously.
It's like Lexi Gray from Grey's Anatomy.
every time he steps out of his house, his beard looks different and his hair looks different. something's off. Something's different. The size of his forehead's different. He never once looks the same.
He's a chameleon.
So I never know what he's gonna look like. I have no idea. I cannot fathom what he's gonna look like as Johnny Storm. Just because I hope I have a specific hairstyle of his that is my favorite. It's when his hair is like longer and pushed back instead of now it's like really short and like on his forehead. When it's longer and pushed back, I like that more. And I'm hoping that comes back for Johnny Storm. I think it needs to. I think his current hairstyle is not Johnny Storm material, but that's just me.
I'm sure they'll style him up. But I'm good if you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good talk. Well, I'm excited to see Dune Part 2 today. I'm dragging Chris along with me, even though he saw it last night.
She
you
is
can
like
take a nap.
actually.
Take a nap.
I'm not like. I don't want to go. I'm just going for you.
I'll drive and we can get you drunk.
No, I'll be fine.
Dune drunk might be fun though.
No, I'd fall asleep. It's long as shit. It's
Take
like
a
5
nap.
hours long.
Take a nap.
We'll see what happens.
But yeah. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for listening. Make sure you like this video, subscribe, rate us 5 stars on Spotify. All the good things. And
Could be. Who knows?
we'll see you next time. But until next time, stay unusual.
Bye.